Hello, so this is the teacher answers for our mid-year algebra exam, question 2. The first part, a rectangle is 20 by 10 meters, and you're asked for the equation for the perimeter. So perimeter, how far around the outside of the rectangle. So we add up to go around. We've got, oops, get the pen on. Got 10 meters, and we're going to add 20, and then we have an unknown x, and then around the other side of the perimeter we're going to add on another 10 plus another 20 plus another x to go right around the perimeter. So we can tidy that up. So we've got 20, 40, 60 plus 2x, and they've told you now that's our equation. We're going to use that if the perimeter is 66 meters. So 66 is our perimeter. P equals 60 plus 2x. You can work this out in your head, or if it's more difficult you could use the river method. So 66 minus 60 equals 2x, 6 equals 2x, so we can see that x equals 3 meters. In the next question, we've got some maths classes in school. The second class, okay, so we're talking about students in class. Let's say the first class has M students. The second class has 3 more, so M plus 3 students. And the third class has 2 more than the second, so that would be M plus 5 students. And we know there are 80 students in total, so 80 equals M plus, if we add all these classes together, we're going to have that, and we can simplify it. 80 equals 3m, we've got 3 m's there, plus 8. Now we also need to find out the number of students in each class. I'm going to squeeze this in, so we can solve this, solve the equation. You know how to do that with the river. So m, when we do that, m equals 24. That's the number of students in the first class. The second class, we've got 2 more, so there's 26 students. And in the third class, there's 3 more, so there's 29 students. Okay. The C question, data provider Alpha, so Alpha is the name of the company. It charges $10 plus $4 per gig of data. So $4 times every gig of data. So if you only have 1 gig of data, you're going to pay 4 times 1 plus 10. And Beta Group, they charge $18 plus $2 for every gig of data, so 2 times the amount of gigs of data. So if you only use 1 gig, you'll be charged $20. Now, when are the gigs of data going to cost the same? So it's one where you have x on both sides, or g on both sides. So A equals B. The cost of A equals the cost of B. So we can have 10 plus 4g is going to equal 18 plus 2g. Need some more room here. So again, we've done this before. We've got x on both sides, or g on both sides. So I'm going to take away my 2g here. 4g minus 2g equals 18, and I'll take away 10 here and take away 10 on that side. So I've got 2g equals 8 the number of gigs of data must equal 4. Okay, gigs, when they're both the same. And you can double check that. If I look at A, if I put this back in to double check, 4 times 4 is 16, plus 4 is 26. And in B, 4 times 2 is 8, plus 18 is 26. It's both the same. The next is substituting in. So this, we're given a formula, and we're told that to convert Fahrenheit, that would be F to C Celsius. So if I have 10 degrees Celsius, my C equals 10. And I need to put that into the formula to find out what F is. So F equals 9 times 10 plus 160 divided by 5. So F equals 9 times 10 is 90, plus 160 is 250, divided by 5. So the number of degrees Fahrenheit is going to be 50 degrees, which is the same as 10 degrees Celsius, which sounds right. And again, part B is substituting in. We've got cost in dollars equals 2.5 times W. W is the weight in kilograms, and that's 2. Plus 0.15 times D. D is the distance in kilometres, which is 100. Okay, that's 0.15. So the cost is going to be 2 times 2.5 is 5, plus 0.15 times 100 is 15. The cost will be $20. Rearranging is the next one, and we want to make C the subject, so I need to have it read C equals. So that means that I need to get rid of my 5, get rid of plus 160, get rid of the 9 in front of the C. So let's get rid of the fraction part first. Usually you want to do that. Get rid of the fraction. I can times by 5 on that side of the equation, and I would have to times by 5 on the other side of the equation. Okay, and then that would cancel my 5's. So I've got 5F equals 9C plus 160. I've lost the 5 on the other side. Now I can get rid of the plus 160 minus 160 on both sides. 5F minus 160 equals 9C. How do I get rid of the 9? I divide by 9 on both sides. So C equals 5F minus 160 divided by 9. And the last one, we've got to rearrange this formula. And we want to make R the subject. So I've got to get rid of pi and get rid of h to start with. R squared h. So R is times by pi and by h. So if I divide that side by pi and by h, and divide this side by pi and h, okay, I've done the same thing on both sides, I can then cancel my pi's and cancel my h's. So I've got R squared equals V over pi h. What's the opposite of squaring? R squared would be to square root, would get rid of that. But I also need to square root everything on the other side. So in the end, r equals the square root of v divided by pi h. And the last question. A rectangle of unknown width and length is 5 centimetres longer than width. So the length of this rectangle is my width plus 5 centimetres. And this is my width. Now the area is what we're asked for. The area here is length times width. So my area equals my width times my length. That would be correct. I could also write it as A equals W squared plus 5W. And the last question. A right-angled triangle has a height 10 centimetres longer than its base. So my right-angled triangle, this is its base, and its height is 10 centimetres more than that. So it's B plus 10. So when I use the formula, the area of a triangle is the base, B, times the height. Now the height here is B plus 10. And that's all divided by 2. I could also write it as A equals B squared plus 10B over 2 if I expand that bracket out. I hope that helps you. Thank you.